All right, welcome in. It is 49ers update time. The team has made its first cut of the 2025 cycle, and it's a longtime player. It is Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. San Francisco has released him. Now, he was not under contract for 2025. Fowles has signed a series of one-year deals with the 49ers ever since really 2019. He was an undrafted free agent in 2019. They probably got him on one of the rookie contracts for UDFAs then. But ever since that 3-year deal expired, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles has been back on a one-year basis each time. Suffered a calf injury toward the end of the 2024 season. Supposedly that calf injury has now cleared up. He is healthy, and the 49ers are doing Demetrius Flanagan Fowles a solid. He gets an early step on free agency. Remember that he is a big-time special teams contributor for the 49ers, or has been a big special teams contributor for the 49ers over the course of the past 6 seasons. They are changing leadership there. Brant Boyer is the new special teams coordinator, and Boyer's probably going to want to bring in his own guys. We'll see how many ex-Jets the 49ers bring in with a special teams focus. But Flanagan Fowles had delivered 1,284 snaps on special teams alone. He had been in the 600s as a reserve linebacker, former safety out of Arizona, but 1,284 snaps on special teams for the 49ers over the course of the past 6 seasons. From 2019 to 2024, he didn't play in 2019, was just a member of the roster then, but from 2020 to 2024, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles was one of the 49ers' most used special teams players. So Brant Boyer has the leeway, in all likelihood, to bring in some of his own guys. Maybe after Demetrius Flanagan Fowles tests the market here, he'll circle back and re-sign with the 49ers. He has been a trusted agent for them, but there is new leadership on top of the special teams unit in Brant Boyer, and that must be emphasized because that's going to color a whole lot of the 49ers moves. Now, the 49ers have also tendered the exclusive rights free agents whom we said they would tender yesterday. That was first reported by Jason Fitzgerald of Over the Cap. But Evan Anderson, defensive tackle, Alex Barrett, defensive end, Jalen Graham, the linebacker, Sam Okawanu, the defensive end, Austin Pleasance, the offensive tackle, Jake Tonjes, the tight end, and Braden Willis, the tight end, have all been tendered contract offers for 2025. As I explained yesterday, this exclusive rights free agent process works in a very non-dramatic way. The 49ers own the rights to the players that I just listed, whom they tendered. If they want to play in the NFL in 2025, they have to sign the contract offers that the 49ers just officially gave them. Those are all for the league minimum. Now, they'll vary in size from player to player based on how much service time that player has. So somebody with only a year of service time is not going to have as big of a contract as somebody with 2 or 3 years of service time. But all of them are going to be maxed out at about $1 million, a veteran minimum contract for the 2025 season. So the 49ers can add all those players, because I'm assuming they're going to sign, to their roster in the 2025 season. If you want to take a look at it, I have highlighted the exclusive rights free agents in blue. So Tonjes, right now I have him as a 53-man guy. Anybody on the left side of the dividing line is projected to make the 53-man roster. Okawanu, Evan Anderson. Now, if they bolster the defensive line over the course of free agency in the draft, maybe one of these guys gets knocked out of the 53-man picture. But for now, they are on the inside of it. Jalen Graham, the linebacker, also tendered on the inside of it. Austin Pleasance, so they liked him as an offensive tackle to fill in with all those injuries late in the season, but I have him on the outside looking in from now. And Alex Barrett's been with this team since 2019, kind of like Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. But Alex Barrett has been a practice squad guy for the vast majority of that time. So I'm not going to bump Alex Barrett up any higher. I think he's just a perennial practice squad guy for the 49ers. Signings this offseason are in teal. So Isaiah Hodgins, the receiver, Jalen McKenzie, grandson of Reggie McKenzie, former Raiders GM, offensive tackle. I don't project him making the 53-man, but he's on the team now. And Quindell Johnson, the safety. Also don't project them making the team. The two top safeties for the 49ers right now are Malik Mustafa, who was the best coverage safety statistically in football last year, and Jair Brown. They can re-sign Talanoa Hufanga. That probably bumps Jair Brown down to a rotational third safety, as he was last year following the return of Talanoa Hufanga, but it is still unclear if the 49ers will be able to afford that. Those are the two pieces of news today, but I mean, the bigger update today that I was able to deliver was on Brock Purdy and his contract extension. We can pop that open up on the screen. It's obviously still a potential contract extension at this time, but this is up on the San Francisco Standard. Very nice looking graphic. Clay Roddery has been coming through with these graphics big time. I mean, every one of them in the State of the 49ers series has been really good. But I talked about Brock Purdy and the win-win deal here from French Polynesia. We even did a whole video about it. I'm just going to continue talking right now. This is the video that you can watch on Brock Purdy and the win-win deal from the beautiful island here of, well, it's a Motu. It's a small island or small little reef island surrounding Tahaha. That's the Brock Purdy video. But I think the Brock Purdy article is more exciting for you right now. You could take a look at that. Talk about how the 49ers can strike a balance with Purdy that truly works. And we got some nice graphics here, including a look at his performance throughout the years. This is something a lot of people get wrong. He didn't have a bad 2024. It was worse than his first 2 years, but anything in blue still means that it's above average. And he was still in the top 8 of every single relevant quarterback statistic. As I note right here, even with the 49ers crumbling around him, Purdy finished number 6 in adjusted net yards per attempt, number 7 in QBR, number 7 in DVOA, number 8 in EPA. He finished among the top 8 NFL quarterbacks in all these all-encompassing stats in each season since taking over as the 49ers QB in 2022. So there you have the performance. There's the EPA per year. It was historically good in 2023. Anything over 0.2 EPA per play is really good. Adjusted net yards per attempt, anything over 7 is really good. 7.34 is a really solid number. That's about where Jimmy Garoppolo peaked for the 49ers. Well, that's where the floor has been for Brock Purdy. And look, you know, what I think is really interesting is that the interception rate hasn't really materially changed over the years. It's been okay. That's been Brock Purdy's biggest weakness, 2.4%, 2.5%, and then 2.6% in the 2024 season. So it's been a marginal improvement or marginal worsening in the interception rate. Sack rate, same kind of thing. It's been hovering around 6% every single season. Obviously, there are external factors that Brock Purdy had to deal with this past season that we discuss in the article. My, big thing is that the Philadelphia Eagles have paid Jalen Hurts and they've built a robust roster. The 49ers can pay Brock Purdy and build a robust roster. These people who say that it's not possible to do that do not know what they're talking about. And the people that say that Brock Purdy hasn't proven himself or hasn't shown enough, they also don't know what they're talking about. He's literally been the NFL's most efficient quarterback since 2022. Look, everybody else here's a first-round draft pick. Josh Allen, number 2. Mahomes, number 3. Lamar Jackson, number 4. Jared Goff, number 5. Purdy tops in EPA and success rate. But we talk about a long-term deal in this San Francisco Standard article, and we talk about the fact that the Eagles were able to fit Jalen Hurts on a very lucrative deal, over $50 million annually, and still build a super team. The Mahomes long-term model is actually the 49ers are going to want a longer-term deal because a longer-term deal gives you more team control. The Chiefs didn't give Patrick Mahomes 10 years fully guaranteed. The guarantees were done early, and now they come in on a rolling basis, but they can hit the eject button at any time of this deal if they need to, right? So for Kansas City, it's a win-win. You have contractual control, but you don't have to pay guaranteed money for it. For Cleveland, it's a lose-lose because, I guess you have contractual control over Deshaun Watson, but who would want contractual control over Deshaun Watson at this point? They're tethered to that guaranteed money. As long as the 49ers can get out of this contract after 3 years with no more guaranteed money left on the deal, they have not exceeded the going rate of business for a top quarterback in this league. And Brock Purdy has proven to be a top quarterback in this league. So, triple option bonus can work within a 3-year guarantee structure. 49ers can fit that under the salary cap. They can pay Purdy. They could continue building a robust roster around him, just like the Philadelphia Eagles have built around Jalen Hurts. This show is brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/gameon today. That is rocketmoney.com/gameon. rocketmoney.com/gameon. Anytime that we talk about a Brock Purdy contract and some of the numbers that may go with that contract, I think it's not a bad idea to talk about Rocket Money, because that is a way to be smart with your money. Kind of like this, kind of like the staggered structure that the Eagles gave Jalen Hurts that we can expect the 49ers to give it Brock Purdy. As you can see in the blue, the green, and the teal, those are 3 different bonuses that kick in different years and then prorate against the salary cap. So it's like surfing the wave of the salary cap over multiple seasons. I talk about surfing the wave of the salary cap in front of the ocean in that French Polynesia video that we posted a little bit earlier today. So go check it out, because I think that the symbolism is on point. The salary cap is going to rise. We expect it to continue rising. Can't wait to see what the salary cap is going to be in 2025. We'll find out here over the course of the next couple of weeks. And anyway, as it does rise, you could fit more expenditures. So you could structure the deal. The Eagles did the same thing with Jalen Hurts. The triple option bonus, a signing bonus that is paid out this year, first option bonus 2026, second option bonus not until the 3rd year of the contract, 2027. If that's $30 million, it's $6 million per year against the cap. If one is $40 million, it's $8 million per year against the cap. And if the signing bonus is $70 million, which gives Brock Purdy some good first-year cash, well, that makes it $14 million per year against the cap. So link is in the description. Sign up for the San Francisco Standard. I think it's more than worth it. The artwork here on the walls, we're still in French Polynesia. We got to catch the flight back here in a little bit, but I figured I'd do one inside live from here. But the artwork here on the walls, I think it matches well with the great artwork that Clay Roddery made of Brock Purdy. I mean, look at that. We got the nice ship behind me. I mean, it's beautiful sea artwork. And then you do Clay's artwork. I think that would fit on the wall. They could put Brock Purdy here on the wooden doors in French Polynesia. It'd be cool. All right, let's answer a few questions and then let's sail off into the sea. Let's get back to the west coast of the United States, where you got some really cool stuff planned here over the next few days, and then the NFL Combine in Indianapolis is coming up. Those of you just joining, the 49ers have released Demetrius Flannigan-Foles. He was not under contract for next year, so his contract was scheduled to expire in mid-March at the start of the new league year. It was the deal for 2024. But by releasing Flannigan-Foles, he's scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent. He gets that unrestricted free agency sooner. If the 49ers want him, if he wants to return, sure, he can return. But San Francisco also has a new special teams coordinator. That is Brant Boyer. Brant Boyer might bring in some specialists from the Jets, guys that he's worked with in the past. Flannigan-Foles took 1,284 special team snaps for the 49ers over the course of the past 5 or 6 years. He's been with the team since 2019. College safety at Arizona, converted to linebacker. So many of the 49ers linebackers have DB backgrounds because they have emphasized the importance of coverage at the linebacker position. I mean, Fred Warner was playing a glorified DB position. It was kind of like a star. I think they might even call him a star at BYU. That was a slot corner kind of position. When you go to D. Winters, entered TCU as a safety. Dre Greenlaw was the fastest player on Arkansas's defense. So all these guys can run. And Demetrius Flannigan-Foles was a safety in college, converted to a linebacker at the NFL level. Has been a backup linebacker for the 49ers. Nobody pretending that he's a top-level Linebacker, he's played twice as many snaps on special teams. I think he's been a valuable contributor there, but it's a new coordinator now on special teams in Brant Boyer, and we'll see what the future for Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles holds. Maybe he does boomerang back to the 49ers, but he has been released and he's an unrestricted free agent now. These guys are not free agents. These are exclusive rights free agents whom the 49ers have tendered, and they have to sign these contracts to play next year. That's Evan Anderson, Alex Barrett, Jalen Graham, Sam Okawanu, Austin Pleasance, Jake Tonjes, and Braden Willis. Move on to the comments section. Do I expect Brendel to be the starting center? If the 49ers do not sign a veteran, then I think Brendel might still be the leader in the clubhouse. He's still under contract. That being said, I think Matt Hennessy is there to, at the very least, give Jake Brendel a big push. The 49ers poached Hennessy, who was Alex Mack's successor in Atlanta, Drew Dahlman's predecessor at center in Atlanta. They poached him off of the Falcons practice squad. So I think that given some time in the 49ers building, he's at least going to be able to push Jake Brendel. I don't see a rookie coming in and taking the center job, given how cerebrally complicated it is. But the 49ers could go after Drew Dahlman, but they already have Matt Hennessy on the roster. Shout out to Ireland. Niners fan from Ireland since 94. Is that Jer Murphy? Shout out. I know Lombardi herself wants to go horseback riding in Ireland. I think that might be coming up this summer. I think that'd be kind of cool. So if she does, well, we're going to have to ask her to do a 49ers update. Who wants a 49ers update only from Lombardi herself? I mean, she's the one that's doing all this great filming. One more time. This is Lombardi herself's filming. This is not Ireland, by the way. Although the clips of Moore are absolutely spectacular. It's not an Old Spice commercial. This is just Lombardi herself filming in French Polynesia. So if you want to see some good Lombardi herself on camera work from Ireland, potentially this summer, shout out to you guys out there. Maybe we'll see it. I think it'd be awesome. Galway is great. Yeah, Galway is cool. Shannon, which is about 45 minutes in the clips of Moore. It's awesome. It's all on the western side of Ireland. Shannon is where the Irish coffee idea came to be for Stanton Delaplane, the San Francisco Chronicle writer who brought it back to San Francisco. It's now served at the Buena Vista Cafe. And there's a great plaque outside that allows you to make that connection. Speaking of San Francisco connections internationally, I know we're here. You've seen all the content from the South Pacific. I mean, the Tonga Room. It's like one of the original tiki bars, right? That was all inspired by where we've been over the past few days. But now, sadly, we have to fly back. We have to get to Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. Can the 49ers trade Mason? Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility. They've traded a running back before in Matt Breida for what, a 5th-round pick? I think that Jordan Mason might be worth a little bit more than that, given that there's been a resurgence in value of running backs. And, Jordan Mason had, after contact numbers, rivaled only by Derrick Henry this past year. So there's something special about the way that Mason runs. You could also say, though, that he might be an extraneous weapon for the 49ers, or a luxury weapon that if they're looking to restock draft capital and keep things on the cheaper end, maybe he could be a trade candidate. I would not rule it out, especially given the fact that the 49ers have traded away Jeff Wilson Jr. and Matt Breida, both for 5th-round picks. So if that's the going rate for linebackers, it's not a bad return. But maybe Jordan Mason commands something a little bit higher. Maybe he would command even a 4th-round pick. But we'll see what the offers look like, what the tender process looks like. Mason is going to be a restricted free agent for the 49ers coming up this offseason. Do I think the 49ers would be comfortable with Jair Brown starting opposite Mustafa? I mean, they were last year. Thought Jair took a step back. I don't think it was his best season, but there was a lot going wrong for the 49ers defense. I think they're counting on him to take a step forward again. If they can get Hufanga back, they can breathe a bit easier. But at a certain point, your more valuable draft picks, and Brown was the top draft pick a couple of years ago, those are the guys that have to show up and deliver. So I think the 49ers are certainly hoping that he can deliver in that regard, because you can't pay at every single position. You can't expect a draftee to take over at every single position. Jair looked better, I thought, as a rookie than he did in his second year, but not necessarily a finished product as a player just yet. All these guys can develop, and I think we should give them that grace, that leeway to develop. But I think Greenlaw will take 3 years, $8 million a year, and a third year and a player option. I mean, that seems it's a little team friendly because the more time, if you're player option, I guess for the third year, you don't hear about player options all too much in the NFL. It's mainly team options in the NFL. The NFL is built toward team friendliness, which is why I proposed a long contract for Brock Purdy. I think Greenlaw, it might even benefit him to take a 1-year deal, in which case, because then he could vie for free agency after and prove himself this year. Well, we'll see. I don't know exactly what Dre is thinking. Not exactly sure what the 49ers are thinking because there are a lot of unknowns here. Anyway, this has been the last update from the islands, from the bungalow. Everybody check out the article up on the San Francisco Standard. The link is in the description. Lives coming to you from all over the world. Fun stuff. And of course, check out the other video. If you want to see the beach activity, it's right here. That one is on YouTube. That can take your attention right now. Thanks for the questions. We got some stuff to do. We will see you very soon.